Hello, welcome to episode 6. It's been half a dozen of these already of the series on life and productivity hacks. We'll dive straight into this one. So, recently, a hospital which has been trying to promote organ donation for a while now with mixed results decided to do something different. So instead of the normal form that they ask people to fill in, they created two forms. And the first question on the first form, let's call it Form A, was as follows. If you'd like to donate your organs after you pass on, say yes or no. Right? That's the first question on the first form. They created another form on which the first question was as follows, which is if you do not want to donate your organs after you pass on, say yes or no. So essentially, asking the same thing in two different ways. Now, question. Do you think there was any difference, any substantial, meaningful difference, given that other things remained constant? It was a random test, control trial, uh, in terms of people wanting to donate their organs across those two forms. So, the results are surprising and yet, on deeper thought, not very surprising. So, the results were that about 37% more people wanted or were willing to donate their organs on Form B as against Form A. Right. As you might have guessed, today's episode is focused on the power of questions and especially the power of high quality questions. Now, normally you'd imagine that the decision to donate or not donate an organ is something that you arrive at um, bases a lot of thought. You have principles, you have belief systems, you have values. And this is not to say that those things do not exist or that those things are not important. This is, however, to say that in the face of a question that is asked in a certain manner, in a certain pointed manner, all of those things melt away, if only for a moment, right? Clearly, there is nothing earth shatteringly new about this. We've known the importance of questions all along, and yet if you look around yourself, you'd notice there's so many rhetorical questions, there's so many poor quality questions, there are so many questions that are asked simply for the sake of being asked, that you'd imagine that something like this bears repetition. So what's the importance of a good solid question? I think three things come to mind straight away. One is there is no better way of communicating your seriousness to take the other person in front of you seriously and be taken seriously in turn then by asking a good quality question. The moment I ask a question, I communicate my seriousness. I communicate my seriousness about the subject. I communicate my seriousness about you as a speaker. I communicate a seriousness about my time. And I'm hoping that by virtue of asking this question, you will also take me seriously. That's one. Second, questions, the best of them at any rate, build ownership. Right. I'll give you an example. A few months back, I was at a conference which had close to 1,000 people of a telecom company, and the national sales head came up there and they received a battering thanks to Jio's entry in the last year for a few quarters, and they had one quarter which they just managed to grow a little bit. So the national sales head, with the best intentions, comes in and says, "We've had a decent quarter after a while." And even before he's completed the statement, and I'm sure you've seen this at a number of places, he said, "But I think we can do more." And you could see, you could sense there was death inside the room, that the room went entirely silent. And I was thinking to myself that instead of saying that I think we can do more, If he had just said we've had a good quarter, taken a pause, and then asked the same thing in the form of a question, if he had instead asked, can we do more? Or do you guys think we can do more? What do you think? I think the roof of that room would have come out, because that would have done two things. That would have extolled them into a bigger action, right? And it would have built ownership that this really depends on them. And finally, the quality of the response, the quality of the answer that you receive is primarily a function of the quality of the question that you're asking. So, for example, in many interviews, it's a common question where the interviewer asks the interviewee um, whether integrity is important to them. So, if let's say, for example, if I frame this question in the following manner, how important is integrity to you? Now, think about the question for a minute and rate it on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of the information that you are likely to receive at the end of that question in terms of a response, which will help you decide on this candidate one way or the other, right? And you wouldn't find anybody answer that question in a manner that tells you anything more, because the standard question, implicit in that question, is the answer yes, right? So that's for today. Ask high quality questions. In one of the following episodes, maybe we'll speak about how we can frame what are the best practices to frame high quality questions. I hope you enjoyed this. Do tell us what you'd like to hear in the upcoming episodes. Share, leave a comment, and I'll see you soon. Ta-da!